Russia is using its words and its actions to send a warning to the U.S. tonight. Moscow has sent a warship to Cuba and says the U.S. weapons buildup in Europe could spark a repeat of one of the most dangerous conflicts of the Cold War. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin has the story tonight from the Pentagon.
The new state-of-the-art Russian warship received a warm welcome after pulling into Havana Harbor, just 90 miles from Florida, occupying a berth which until a recent travel ban was filled by American tourist cruise ships.
This is a clear show of force by Russia.
Russia's deputy foreign minister warned of a new Cuban missile crisis if the U.S. chooses to deploy missiles back to Europe after the Trump administration said it plans to pull out of a landmark nuclear arms treaty. Quote, "We could find ourselves in a situation where we have a rocket crisis close not just to the crisis of the 1980s, but close to the Caribbean crisis."
The secretary of the Russian Security Council says Moscow has information that the U.S. drone downed by Iran in the Persian Gulf did violate Tehran's airspace.
I have evidence from the Russian Ministry of Defense that the drone was in Tehran's airspace. We did not receive any other evidence.
We're joined live in the studio by RT's Donald Corder for more on this. Donald, bring us the latest.
Well, Jackie, the secretary's statement was part of a trilateral meeting that's taking place in Jerusalem between the national security advisors of Russia, Israel, and the United States. Their talks come on the backdrop of U.S. sanctions announced yesterday against high-level Iranian officials. Washington blames them for the oil tanker explosions that took place earlier this month and says that their drone was shot down in international airspace. Donald Trump even said that he stopped last minute a retaliatory airstrike against Iran after discovering that 150 Iranians' lives were at stake.
Our top story this evening, President Moon Jae-in has hinted that another North Korea-U.S. summit could be on the horizon.
He denies that nuclear talks are stuck in limbo, rather saying that backdoor discussions have continued to take place since the no-deal Hanoi summit. Our Park Hee-jun starts us off.
President Moon Jae-in says North Korea and the U.S. are engaged in discussions over a possible third summit. In a written interview with 6 international news agencies, including Seoul-based Yonhap, President Moon said it's important to note that dialogue is still taking place behind the scenes between the two countries since the collapse of the Hanoi summit. Moon says this is keeping hopes alive for a third meeting between North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and U.S. President Donald Trump. The president also said the current situation with North Korea cannot be defined as a stalemate, as there have been notable developments in Washington-Pyongyang relations. Those developments include the letters exchanged between Kim and Trump, which show that the two leaders are ready to elevate their level of dialogue.
These were the scenes across Gaza and the West Bank as the Bahrain conference got underway. Thousands of Palestinians protested and staged a general strike against a plan they say attempts to buy them off. Thousands of miles away in Bahrain, Jared Kushner called on the Palestinians to accept his vision, one he dubbed the opportunity of the century if they want peace. He said the $50 billion economic support plan would create a brighter future for the region. But in the audience was no Palestinian delegation. They'd boycotted the meeting, having rejected the plan from the start. Instead, there were Arab finance ministers and international business leaders, the people the United States is soliciting to foot the bill. Kushner says his proposal could create 1 million new jobs and slash unemployment, helping to bring peace to the Middle East.
A U.S.-Iraq war veteran has received America's highest military award at the White House, the Medal of Honor. An Australian journalist was with the sergeant on the night he stormed a home full of jihadis, both risking their lives to save a team of soldiers.
Surrounded by the soldiers whose lives he helped save, a sergeant honoured for his service.
David is the first living recipient to earn the Congressional Medal of Honor for his bravery in the Iraq War.
Sergeant David Balavia's unit was ordered to clear insurgent houses in Fallujah, Iraq in 2004.
We're going to leave shortly.
On their 10th home, they were ambushed, caught in a gunfight with jihadis. While his team managed to evacuate, David knew the job wasn't over.
Knowing that he would face almost certain death, David decided to go back inside the house and make sure that not a single terrorist escaped.
The video of a murder has been retweeted hundreds of times. It shows a 47-year-old businessman parking his car in central Johannesburg. He gets out and takes a bag from his boot. He waves at somebody and he starts walking. Then someone rushes towards him from behind, points a gun and fires a number of shots before fleeing. eNCA visited the scene in Newtown in central Johannesburg at the corner of Queen and Carr Street. While trying to film, a security guard tried to intimidate the team, while a man who had his face covered with a scarf approached us. Concerned for our safety, we left. Police say they'll increase visibility in the area. They've confirmed a case of murder has also been opened.
The motive for the killing is unknown at this stage, but we've started with our investigation.
A full ceremonial welcome for Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince on a visit to South Korea. Mohammed bin Salman wants deeper trade ties, but also to rebuild his and his country's international reputation. It's his first trip abroad since a report by a UN Special Rapporteur accused Saudi Arabia of being responsible for the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi in the Saudi consulate in Istanbul last year. It was a verdict that brought this response from Khashoggi's fiancée.
We need to underline that this is not an exceptional situation, and this is not the first crime committed by Saudi Arabia. We gathered here to make sure that this will be the last incident or crime committed by Saudi Arabia.
Khashoggi's killing may have been condemned by other countries and international bodies, but from South Korea there has been little criticism.
Paris is cracking down on heavy polluters. For 2 years, the city has made all vehicle owners obtain a color-coded, numbered sticker that depends on the vehicle's emission levels. The higher the number, the more it pollutes the atmosphere. During recent smog alerts, only vehicles numbered 4 or 5 were banned from the roads. But this time around, cars, vans, and trucks carrying level 3 stickers have also been banned. That means all gasoline vehicles sold before 2006 and all diesel vehicles sold before 2011 are off the roads until the end of the smog alert. That's more than half of all vehicles in Paris's metro area. And for the first time, alternate driving restrictions will be automatically triggered when high pollution levels are exceeded for 2 straight days. Prior to this week, it was up to regional prefects to make that decision. Lyon and its neighbor city of Villeurbanne have also issued a level 2 pollution warning. The area's transportation company is offering an unlimited, all-day ticket to travel around the region for €3.
即係而家香港自己內部發聲嘅話，其實做到嘅嘢唔係話太多，因為見到政府而家都懶處理緊。咁所以如果 G20 嘅峰會喺國際嘅層面，尤其是美國出聲提到，可能中央會俾壓力港府，咁會做啲嘢咯。
即係當我哋香港人咁多200萬人都走出嚟，依然可能有唔大嘅改變嘅時候，就要睇埋國際可唔可以 有更大嘅壓力俾到中國咯。
所有我哋可以聯繫到嘅公民社會9大追捕嘅事件嘅新聞嘅內幕，主管啦，亦都見咗係佩洛西